Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien, and in today's news, a busy weekend for local events saw crowds attending around the region. A body has now been recovered from a crash site in water near D'Urville Island. The Nelson Marlborough Rescue Helicopter was initially requested late Friday afternoon by the Rescue Coordination Centre in Wellington to search for a helicopter crash site. After an eyewitness on a fishing boat had witnessed around 5:30 p.m. a helicopter fly into power wires strung across French Pass near D'Urville Island before it crashed into the water. Several boats in the area immediately began searching for any visible sign of wreckage. The helicopter searched the area and surrounding shoreline before guiding a boat to an oil slick. A commercial diver entered the water and confirmed the wreckage of the helicopter. Vessels in the area assisted with the search, and divers located the helicopter in about 10 metres of water. The registration of the helicopter was confirmed, and it is believed there was just one deceased person in the wreckage. The police dive squad was deployed from Wellington and recovered a man's body from the wreck shortly after midday Sunday, and the body was taken to Nelson for identification. He is believed to be Ian John Simcox, aged 65 years, of Blenheim. The CAA is investigating and the coroner has been notified. All the furor over the threat of 1080 in milk powder has put the spotlight on 1080 Party founder and leader Bill Wallace. The party has over 1,500 members, which is more, he said, than the 500 or so of Peter Dunn's United Future Party. Pro-1080 commentators have come out and slammed the 80-1080 movement, so we invited the party leader Bill Wallace to come into our studio this week to talk about why a qualified science teacher was motivated to create this anti-1080 party.
I'm here with 1080 Party leader Bill Wallace. We're here to talk about the recent threat. We spoke to Bill last week by the telephone, but look, I just want to find out a bit more about the party, Bill, and what inspired you to begin the process of creating a political party.
Well, look, I've never really got involved in the 1080 issue until last year. And my job at the time, obviously, was I was flying dock people into the bush at rat counters, doing that. And they've been doing it for years because they've been dropping 1080 for years in different valleys. But last year, with the extra money, they suddenly started moving to areas that had never been poisoned before. And when I was picking the rat counters up out of these previously unpoisoned areas, all they could talk about was the bird life in there. So then I said to them, well, hang on. What about the valleys I've been flying you to for the last 4 or 5 years, counting rats that have been poisoned 5, 6, 7 times? Surely there must be a lot more birds in there. And they said, no, we never hear one. Now that's exactly the reverse of what we're being told by Doc. So having a science background, I started reading a bit of Doc science. And if you look at the reports, there's actually more warnings in there than there is positive stuff. And I just thought this was wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. And there's inadequate science, and all their own reports say our science is appalling. Our samples are too small, we don't have proper controls, a lot of our managers don't understand the need for science. I didn't know what else to do, and under a bit of pressure from some doc staff, as well as a lot of other friends, I thought, well, I'll have a crack at this. I'm a respectable person. I wasn't going to protest or challenge it in the wrong channel, so I formed, as we're constitutionally allowed to, formed a political party and tried to give everybody in New Zealand the right to protest by ticking the box on their voting paper on September the 20th. So That's basically where I'm coming from. So now to think that there's any way that we could be an eco-terrorist when the very thing the party was formed to do was to give people a non-confrontational way to protest against its use. It's the last thing we'd think of doing.
Yeah. Now, okay, so your background, you've got a science background, you're also a pilot.
Yeah.
So obviously you have had a lot of time in these national parks and I mean, you've flown over them regularly.
I've flown over them, I've tramped in them. There was a period when I was a teacher as well, when I was using my degree. And I've walked kids through these areas on Duke of Edinburgh Award, that sort of thing as well. So I really do have a love of our, especially in particular Kahurangi National Park. I love it.
Now you said that you were kind of pushed into this political stance by certain people. You mentioned some dock people as well. Have you got support inside?
Oh yeah,
dock?
Look, a lot of the on-the-ground dock people, the people that own boats and have survival skills and work in the bush, there isn't universal support within dock for 1080. A lot of dock staff, especially the people who aren't in biodiversity, the people that spend a lot of time in the bush doing other things, they are pretty opposed to what their department is doing.
Yeah. So Yeah, but there are other methods of dealing with the pest problems, of course. There's traps and, traps really, isn't there?
Yeah, and I guess we called the party Ban 1080, but you could hardly come up with a name like A Little Bit of Poison in the Right Situation Party. And I just think the problem is we're not targeting the pests. And look, if you read the Green Party manifesto, there's only 2 of our native birds, endangered birds, that have actually got a survival plan written for them. So, like those rock wren in Kahurangi National Park, their own scientists said endangered birds shouldn't be exposed to poison unless they knew they were going to kill less than 3%. Now, they listed rock wren as one of those endangered species. Doc just went and poisoned them in Kahurangi National Park anyway. An entire population on the Grange Range has disappeared. The science was so pathetic, there was no controls. We don't know. I can't prove 1080 killed them. Doc can't prove snow killed them. It was meaningless, it was pointless. They're compulsory standards, and they've got compulsory standards on using 1080 in alpine areas.
Yeah.
Said they shouldn't poison those areas if there's not 20% rats. There wasn't, there was 0% rats.
Yeah.
And on September the 29th, the Conservator wrote to me and said, we acknowledge there's no rats up there, we won't poison it. 3 weeks later, they went ahead and poisoned it anyway. So I wrote back and said, well, on what basis? You would have had to have scientific advice to override your compulsory standards. December the 18th, I got a letter from the Conservator. The advice to go ahead regardless was given verbally and you can't see it. So I don't actually believe we're being told the truth. And the other thing is, they didn't kill the rats, or not sufficient of them. The only independent people monitoring rats, Friends of the Cob, Friends of the Flora, were catching a record number of rats straight after the drop, and you've probably read that in the media.
Yes, yes.
And they just recently said they still haven't had a satisfactory explanation from Doc as to why the rats weren't controlled. And they're asking, was it an aberration in the valleys we're monitoring, or was it a failure on rats throughout New Zealand? And Doc haven't answered that question, and they'll fudge it. Yeah, this whole thing about consulting with Doc or Animal Health Board, what they call consultation is telling you what they're going to do. They don't actually listen to you. So it is very frustrating, and I think it really needs to come from government. One of the things URMA said was that they should be removing their reliance on 1080. They need to be spending money on research. They haven't followed that at all. And you know, when Dr. Wright says her survey was, or her report was independent, I don't accept that. And the reason I don't accept it is that reassessment was called for by Doc and the Animal Health Board, and in that application for reassessment, they said it was very clear. It was almost like terms of reference. We want to keep using it, and these are the reasons why we want to keep using it.
Sure.
The report they got was exactly that. Now, it wasn't judicial. None of the people that appeared before URMA were cross-examined. In the Environment Court, and I've been through 2 big Environment Court cases, our witnesses got cross-examined by the opposition, their witnesses got cross-examined by us. And in both those cases, Doc witnesses were caught out intentionally trying to mislead the court, and they were caught out under oath in a court of law. Now, Jan Wright's URMA, none of the witnesses were cross-examined. She listened to everybody, she preferred Doc's evidence, and she's written a report. It was not judicial. I've accepted the Environment Court judgments that have been dished out to us because I felt it was a fair process. The people who aren't accepting the URMA view of 1080 is because it wasn't judicial, nobody was cross-examined, the Doc view was preferred, and I've seen in the Environment Court case that Doc staff are prepared to mislead the court under oath, and I don't have any faith in Jan Wright's report. And lately she's become an advocate. She's saying spread more of it, but her own report said they should remove their reliance on it. She's saying only 6 dogs have died in the last 4 years. An independent survey.
We have to draw this to an end.
An independent survey found that 62 had been taken in with 1080 poisoning in 2011 alone. So I don't actually believe her. I think she's an advocate.
And now in conservation news, 10 kakariki or yellow-crowned parakeet were released into the Abel Tasman National Park late last week to join a further 12 birds released last year. Students from Golden Bay's Motupipi Primary School were on hand to help Project Janzoon release the captive birds, raised from a purpose-built aviary near Wainui Hut in the top of the park. Rosemary Vanderlee, who is Project Janzoon's aviculturist, said that the birds were keen to leave the aviary and she could tell they were excited about their new surroundings as there was a lot of chattering. While housed in the aviary, the bird's presence seemed to attract another pair of kakariki who came to visit, and these are likely to be some of the birds that were released last year. The native birds were bred at Lochmara Lodge in Queen Charlotte Sound. Project Janzoon's director, Devon McLean, said that the extensive predator control in the area should provide a safe habitat for the birds after completing an extensive stoat trapping network and an aerial 1080 drop in response to the beach mast, so the birds will have the best chance possible to thrive. The goal is to continue to release kakariki into the park annually in early and late summer. It will be exciting when more unbranded kakariki are seen in the area, as that will be a sure sign the birds are breeding well. Mr. McLean said while it is too early to tell how the 12 kakariki released in May last year are doing, Project Janzoon's ornithologist Pete Gaze saw 4 in one tree when he was monitoring the area in late 2014. Saturday saw a record of 90 entries into Nelson's annual Trolley Derby. This annual event is a Nelson's institution dating back into the 1950s. This year, those involved in racing down the upper slopes of Collingwood Street were a mixture of seasoned veterans and young children competing in age categories for a range of prizes. Last year, a corporate category was introduced with much success. This year, there were 2 new classes, Art on Wheels and Classic Cars, for trolleys 25 years or older. Usually, the fastest cart of the day attains a lofty title of Monarch of the Hill. However, disappointingly, there was no Monarch this year as the organisers ran out of time and there had been a few issues with their new transponder system. We did not have the official race results at the time of going to air. However, we do know that Jack Lovell took out the Rockets category with Mentally Unstable second and Safari Spitfire third, offering the tightest finish ever. Our team was on location to talk with 3 very different trolley races on the day.
Here today with Nina, Isabella and their Uncle Hugh, who helped make this wonderful contraption. Girls, can you tell me, have you ever done this competition before?
Yes.
When was that and did you win?
It was in 2014 and we won 1 trophy.
Uncle Hugh, can you tell us how much time was put in to make this cart and to do it up for this year's Art on Wheels category?
It's been at least 2 weeks to make the cart, and it's a lot of people have been involved in putting it together. The girls did a great job in cleaning it and washing it, and they've put it together with all of the Smiggles, is it, girls?
Yes,
Smiggle posters that we've got, and they spent a lot of time cutting the Smiggle posters out and cleaning the cab. You did a great job doing that.
Okay, so what's the name of your cart, girls?
The HINB Kiwi Zuma.
And what does the HINB stand for?
H is for Uncle Hugh, I is for Isabella, N is for Nina, and B is for Becky.
That's fantastic. You know what, you girls, thanks for talking with us today, and Hugh, and we wish you all the best. I hope you win again.
Thank you very much.
We're here today with Matt, who's been in New Zealand for 3 weeks and is assimilating into Nelson culture. Matt, have you had a run this morning already?
I have. I've had a practice run. I've had 1 timed run as well.
And how did you go?
Pretty good. Yeah, for my first effort, I think I held my own, I think.
What makes you think the Trolley Derby is so successful?
I think it appeals to the kid in all of us. There are small children here racing and there's adults, and everybody's on an even playing field. There's the same route, the same course for everybody, and everyone has a great time.
That's fantastic. So you'll come back again next year?
I will. It's a bit of a way to come, but I'll do my best.
Well done. I'm here with Brian today, who's entered in the new category for classic cars at the Trolley Derby today. Brian, has it been fun so far?
Absolutely, love it.
How many runs have you had today?
2 runs, I think, today. 2 so far, more to come.
Wonderful. Have you been in the Trolley Derby before in another category?
We always go in because of our age, we go in the Rockets, and we go in the Monarch of the Hill, which is the speed one.
So you're in the classic cars section. Have you made up the car yourself? And how long did that take you? How many hours work was put in to produce the wonderful car we see today?
Ooh, wow, so many hours. Probably took me 6 months, over the winter mainly, yep.
Wow, that's great. And I understand you have more than one car at home.
Got another 2, so we've got 4 altogether, and I'm building an Alfa Romeo at the moment, which will have a little engine, so...
That's fantastic. Is there any more history about the car you drove today?
Well, it's one of my favourite designs. It's based on a 1929 Bentley that was driven by Birkin, Tim Birkin, Sir Henry Birkin he was known as. And it's just one of my favourite designs. It's got it's beautiful looking, it's balanced, it has all the gadgets and gizmos on it. It's just a wonderful car.
So this is obviously a passion for you.
Oh, you could say so, yeah. I love it, yeah.
Look, thanks for talking with us today. How many more runs have you got?
Not sure. It depends how well we do. We don't usually we're not the fastest. We try to be the most stylish, but...
I'm sure you are pretty stylish indeed. Thanks so much, Brian. Have a good day.
A search for a female German tramper began after Esther German left a message in the Mount Starville Hut visitor logbook on Tuesday the 10th of March, the content of which raised concerns for her welfare by fellow trampers. Police received good information from the public in relation to the German woman believed to be in the Mount Starville area of the Mount Richmond Ranges. Police located Miss German's car and Land Search and Rescue located the German woman on Saturday around 3:30 p.m. in the vicinity of Roebuck Hut in the Mount Richmond Ranges. She was then immediately taken for medical treatment. On Sunday in Tasman, we saw an enthusiastic crowd attend the annual Muddy Buddy fundraiser for Tasman School. The brainchild of Tasman school parent Jodie Fa'ave, the event had come under fire last year by environmentalists who voiced concerns about the ecosystems that could be harmed by hundreds of pounding feet running through the local stream and estuary. However, a slight course change saw the fundraiser go ahead with a large turnout of competitors and supporters. Chrissy Small was there to see the filthy fun and talk to those involved.
Fred, there's been a bit of a course change this year.
Yes, rather than go down the river now, the river's sort of just kept clean, and the nunga and the eels, native fish and things. So it's coming across the road and around the circle, around the outside here and across the road. So it misses out the stream altogether. So that's just the way it has to be. So just to comply with what we've got to do.
Yeah.
But still make a good, still a good track because all these people coming out are so muddy anyway. They're all put smiles on their faces, so it still works. We can accommodate anything to suit the environment.
Jodie Fa'ave, what a fantastic event.
Oh, it's awesome.
I know there was a limit of spaces. Did you manage to fill them all?
I think we don't know the numbers for sure. I'm pretty sure it's over 1,000, but it's such a great turnout and it's such a great atmosphere. It's a really great event.
Yeah, and I hear your children are involved this year.
Yes, all of them are running. My daughter, Jessie, she's in last year of Tasman School and they ran round hard and they've taken out the primary school girls 2 laps.
Oh, fantastic. Is this the first year you girls have done this?
Yeah.
Will you do it again?
Yeah.
Were you the team leader here, were you?
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a great team.
Brilliant. First year that you've competed? Yeah. Did you face plant, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, really? What did that taste like?
I didn't have my mouth.
Oh, you were lucky. So you started off clean, but
Very
obviously everyone thought you should share the love.
They just come and they just hug me. I have no idea why. They just do. But my shirt underneath is actually Go
well
Buddy
done.
Buddies.
Tomorrow we'll bring you some stories on the Pipe Band National Champs, locals who talk about Pakawa erosion, Buddhist holy relics in Nelson, and some wild foods highlights from the weekend. We'll leave you now with some highlights from 2 of the weekend's events. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region. Spectacular road safety demonstrations, complete with fast cars, cut-out figures and fake blood, are being held in local neighbourhoods across Nelson City next week to help slow down drivers. The series of neighbourhood park gatherings are being held in the evenings, and residents are encouraged to come along with a picnic tea and enjoy the demonstrations. Supported by the Nelson City Council, these demonstrations will show how far a car will travel with and without ABS braking at different speeds when the driver brakes. They will also bring home to drivers the consequences of speed in a built-up area, and to children the dangers of stepping out in front of a moving vehicle. In addition, there will be displays from Citizens Advice, Emergency Management, Neighbourhood Support, and 2 interactive displays demonstrating blind spots for reversing drivers and how difficult it is for a truck driver to see cyclists. Some roads will be closed for these demonstrations from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Check with the council for more information. Niles Street between Elton Street and Collingwood Street on Monday the 16th, and there's a picnic at Nelson Central School grounds. Beasley Walk to Hunanui Beach Reserve by the playing fields on Tuesday the 17th, picnic at Te Hunanui Playing Field. Tipahai Street between Tukaka Street and Motueka Street on Thursday the 19th, and the picnic is at Nelson Intermediate Lawn. Edify Crescent from North Intersection with State Highway 6 to Rainbow Drive on Friday the 20th, and the picnic is at Corder Park.
To be healthy.
Lifestyle, diet and exercise, complemented with quality supplements, can provide you the insurance vital for your natural health and well-being. With over 10 years professional experience making some of New Zealand's most trusted nutritional supplement brands, visit the O to Be Healthy factory outlet in Wakatu Industrial Estate. Over 200 supplements to choose from, free on-site parking, no middleman.
To be healthy. Caring for you naturally.
Rats, stoats and possums are killing our native birds and reptiles. You can stop this tragedy.
The Brookway Marama Sanctuary is building a pest-proof fence which will allow native wildlife to flourish and spread into our lives.
Help us preserve our native wildlife.
Your support is needed now. You can personally or as a group sponsor a fence post for as little as $100, including the legacy of a personalised plaque.
Go to thebrooksanctuary.org or give us a call.
And be part of this exciting community project.
The Brookway Marama Sanctuary, returning nature to the Nelson region.
Discover the Belgrove Tavern, just 20 minutes south of Richmond on State Highway 6. A restaurant, functions, weddings, barbecue, a garden bar with lots of room for kids. Come and see us.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from The Facilitators. We now look after sales for Mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms Mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only. Fun while you get fitter, work at your level. For more information, please contact Shirley on 547 1433 or 021 121 8023. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
G'day, it's your old mate the Mad Butcher, and you're watching Mainland TV.
Hi, my name's Ian Mortimer. Mortimer Auto Upholstery is your one-stop shop for all your upholstery needs. We do car and boat interiors, boat canopies, ute tonneau covers, canvas and PVC fabrication. Call in and see us in Oxford Mews, 72 Oxford Street, Richmond.
Social networking is all the rage on the internet, and millions of people all over the world visit one of the many social media sites every day, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. A new social network that allows you to get paid for posting pictures. This platform brings e-commerce and social media together in one place and makes it possible to make money by sharing your content online. The system is very simple to use, whether you log into the website or use the mobile app. How does it work? The website works very much like any other social media with a twist. You can earn money from the content you share. You can increase the opportunity of making additional income by connecting your other social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. All you need to do is learn 3 simple steps. Snap it, tag it, and share it. Sign up today, http://kiwi1.igrowtour.com.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.